Today we're going to have a look at one of the most popular and most powerful Squarespace plugins available on the World Wide Web. Of course, we're talking about Square Websites Plugin's very own filter plugin, which is built for Squarespace, as we can see here, and it's also universal, so it will work with multiple features within Squarespace. So whether it's a blog or a shop page, this should do the trick nicely. This video is going to be an introduction, so we're not going to go through the step-by-step installation processes. I'm going to create a separate standalone video that covers a step-by-step guide of how to install it. I also have plans to create future videos where we're going to be showing some advanced effects for restyling the CSS and JavaScript to make this wholly unique and really stretch this plugin. And we've got a few examples here that I'm going to run through first. I will, however, show you a demo of how it works and how it differentiates from the standard Squarespace shop area and the limited filter options that are available with that. So here's a few examples of it working. So whether we've got this tabular data here, whether we're looking at this search option, which is enabled. If we click through, we've got icon-driven categories, which I think is a really nice feature, and I definitely want to create a tutorial on that. We've got a sidebar filter where you can use the cross icon to remove the filter option that you've already selected. And we've got an example showing how it works with other Square Websites plugins like the map feature here, which allows you to put multiple map pins on one interactive map. These are all imaginative, creative uses of this filter plugin, and I intend to use them all. Here's another example of how we can use filters alongside blog posts to create a quick access and adjustment option. As I said from the start, very powerful tool, even allows options like sliders for price. But if your overriding emotion at the moment is fear, fear not, because we're going to rewind it, take it back to the beginning, and let's install the very basic version. If we have a look at some of the information on here, the Square Websites team has provided a lot of information to get you started. And we can see the price point at $74 is on the higher end of Squarespace plugins, but I think you'll see in a moment just why it is priced that much, and that's mainly due to the flexibility it provides. Squarespace is a fantastic platform. There's loads that we can do with Squarespace, but when it comes to the e-commerce elements, it is found wanting when comparing to alternatives like Shopify and potentially even WooCommerce. And this is partly because Squarespace doesn't have the scale of plugin libraries that Shopify and WooCommerce have. However, this one is a big one. Let's go and take a look. So if I jump across to a trial Squarespace site, I haven't really done anything with this other than a couple of little tweaks for a previous tutorial. And we can see I've added two categories here for our shop area. So I can look for artificial plants, and it's just got one. And then I can go back to all. Actually, I'll go to full screen so we can see this properly. And likewise with potted plants. In fact, I think I might have even just used the same product for both. To edit these and to add additional categories, which is one of the first things you'd need to do to get the most from this filter plugin, I'm going to go to the shop area, just click on the bar, and we can see all products here. There's 11 of them in total, and there's one categorized in artificial and another one categorized in potted plants. So let's go to all, and let's select Maiden here. These three dots, click edit. And if we scroll down through, we should be able to see the categories. It's underneath the organizational tab, and we can use either categories or tags, and we can use them alongside each other as well, which is a really nice feature. For example, for tags, we could put small. We can use the tag area as a filter drop down for the size. Instead of artificial and potted, I'm going to try and choose something else off the top of my head. There we go. So we can select that as a category. We can see it's tagged there as category, and the size. In fact, we're going to go with medium, and we're going to remove the small tag. I'll add that to another product. So let's go to the pencil plant. Click on edit. Scroll down to the categories once more. And we can see this one is selected in artificial and potted. So let's put small for this one for its tag. Okay, I think that's enough to give us a good demo of how it all works. We've actually got the size as attributes on this. This was preset within Squarespace, so we can see small, medium, and large with different price tags. But that's not stopping us using them as tags as well. So we now have the new category we've added in this vanilla version of the e-commerce store within Squarespace. Yes, we can jump between each of these options, but we can see here it's pretty limited. And also once we jump into a category, we don't have the option to jump across to other categories unless we were to put it in this section manually. And that's time consuming, that becomes a faff as we're trying to make our store as easy to use and nice to flow through as possible. So let's go back to our shop and let's now add in the code. Okay, so I've reinstalled the script and now I can get this filter config data. And I'm going to select and copy all of this info here. Close that down. Go to our header code injection and we're going to paste this data. Press save. And there we go. We've now got our categories, all 3 categories that we've added, including the one we just added in this tutorial. We've got our tags, medium and small, and we should be able to update the tags title to be size, which would be more helpful. And they work exactly the same way. We've got an animated loading screen, and when we apply it with other features like the rollover effect for details that are built into Squarespace directly, we can see a really nice finish. We don't need all of these options. I'm not going to go through how to remove them in this tutorial, but we can see that filters are applied when we see this little cross here next to the options. So we can remove them one at a time to go back to viewing all products. What you'll find is this is much quicker than the default option without the extra code. And now we've got that first version or simple version of this universal filter in place. Again, by having categories and tags, we can see that it's just compressing and dropping that to a second line. That may well be fixed if we're previewing this on a tablet size, but that's where your cross-browser checking always comes into play. One bit of housekeeping, I'm going to go into the cog option here, go to advanced and header code injection. And we don't need this original tag that we pasted in. Again, I'm going to cover that in the setup phase. And one final point is that it did take a couple of minutes for the filter to update with the newest category and the tag dropdown. I'm not sure why there's a delay with this. It's about 5 minutes. So if you're installing this and you're frustrated because it's not showing all of your categories and tags straight up, go make yourself a cuppa, come back, and it should be up and running. I hope that's given you a good demo in terms of how this plugin will work, but I would just want to reassure you that we are only scratching the surface at the moment. I want to create dedicated tutorials showing how we can make this look rather different and also use it in different looking websites with creative applications. If you haven't already, subscribed to this YouTube channel because I'm coming back with more information. Also, we are creating a dedicated area on Skool. That's Skool with a K, S-K-O-O-L. And in that community, we are going to be heavily supporting Square Websites plugins, including this one. It's only $15 a month, and you will have access to myself and our team, including Will Hammond, our coding expert, who will be able to actively support you through the community to get the most from your Square Websites plugins. I've left some information in the description, including a method of purchasing this plugin as well. Jump in, have a look. Hope you like working with these plugins as much as I do, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.